Hey, this is Barry with the Barry and Holly Morning Show on WQSB. You can get behind-the-scenes chat, exclusive giveaways, and more content from us.
Hey, if you love the podcast, join us live every morning from 6 to 9 on the WQSB Facebook page.
Oh, how this sounds.
Sounds crazy.
But something told me to turn on the radio.
It's time to rise and shine and get your morning started with Alabama's award-winning morning show.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's a tradition.
Let's take the time today to really get to know each other.
Broadcasting live from high atop Alabama's beautiful Sand Mountain.
Now here you go again, you say you want your freedom.
Please welcome your hosts, Barry.
He's a crazy man.
I can't eat. I can't sleep. All I can see is that giant red sun in the shape of a chicken.
And Holly.
No, it's not fair that people are seated first come, first served. It should be based on who's hungriest.
I could drop you like a bag of dirt.
Why are the pretty ones always insane?
I gotta tell you, I have no idea where this is going.
Do you just get up in the morning and figure out ways to make me crazy?
WQSB, good morning. It is 6:08. That's what was playing when we went up to accept the award Saturday night.
It sure was.
Yeah. Wasn't that cool?
We should have walked slower so they could have played some of our...
The entire song.
Yeah.
It's weird knowing that would the Abby Awards we're talking about, the entry we sent in to be judged on the morning show. You do like a 10-minute piece, and that was the very first thing that the judges, the radio folks from other states heard.
Yeah.
And this blows my mind what happened Saturday night.
Did you see people jamming to it?
Yes.
They were head bobbing.
That's just a song, whether you like pop, rock, country, it's just one that's going to be around forever.
It's just a good one.
It's just a relaxing song, and it was good to walk up to. And if you missed the news, we had an amazing night Saturday night at the Alabama Broadcasters Association Awards. We need to find a way to put these up in front of the camera.
I know. We won 4 awards.
Yeah.
I had to walk up to the one about mooning in the country. That's what you were trying to think of that night.
It was. I couldn't.
Yeah.
That was it. Anyway,
Mooning
we called it something.
Yeah. We kept saying total eclipse of the heart.
Yeah.
Me and Will. And then I got mooned in the country.
That was it, because that promo and that whole thing won an award.
Yeah.
For best promo. And we can play the promo again if you want to in a minute.
Okay.
We can play that. But anyway, the big thing was we were absolutely honored. Yes, all 4 awards mean something because it goes to the radio stations. 1, Power 107.5. 1 for Best Sports Talk Show with the Coach Burt Brown Show. We won that one.
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah, and then we won 3.
We had a good entry on it.
We did. We won 3 for WQSB.
Yeah.
Like you said, station promo for the solar eclipse. We won Best Public Service, which we got to give a shout out to our buddy Doug and Wanda.
Yes, we got to call
Second Chance
them.
Shelter. Our Wolfstock promotion won for Best Public Service Promotion of the Year.
Yeah.
That's for the state. That is huge.
That's huge. And then
the final, one of the last awards of the night, they hold what they call some of the big ones, like for TV, Best Newscaster, Best Weather, Best Sports, and then Best Morning Show. And for the state of Alabama, we were lucky enough to win for the second year in a row, and it's unbelievable.
Best morning show in the state of Alabama. Can't believe it.
We were talking Friday, and we really, I think we have a fun show.
Yeah.
Whether it's good or not, I don't know. I've never thought I was good at radio.
Yeah.
I just enjoy what I do, and I have fun. And if you like it, I hope you do. If you don't, I'm sorry. I try.
I just like to yap.
Yeah.
You know?
So we thought we put a good entry together, and they send these off for other radio people in other states to listen to and judge. So it's nobody in Alabama that judge. It's other people. It's like our peers in other states. And it's an honor to know that there are people sitting there who do what we do, and they listened and said, that may be the best one I've heard today. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's an honor for sure.
It is.
And we may not, I don't know, you said that we've never gotten 2 in a row.
No.
I don't know if we could do 3 in a row. That's a lot of pressure.
I was shocked we won 2 in a row.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
Because as the night went on, we were thinking, I just don't, because we'd won 3, I thought this has been a really good night.
Yeah.
3 over the state is huge. But then to win the fourth one,
Yeah.
that was an honor.
And you kept saying, if we don't win morning show, it's okay.
It is. It is
We
okay.
still have a good show. And I said, no, I'm going to flip the table. And I would have.
I'm going to flip the table, and everybody here's going to get food and salad dressing on their beautiful clothes, and I'm sorry.
Yeah. Everybody's so dressed up.
Wouldn't that, yeah.
Everybody
It's
looks
like,
so nice.
we didn't even plan this, but most of our staff wore black.
Yeah. So we made a joke that, or you did, that if we lose, it was going to be the morning show, the MOUR
We're all in mourning.
we're in
Yeah,
mourning.
Yeah. But it's weird because we, like, Stone showed up,
Yeah.
Will showed up, Ariel,
Yeah.
Rachel.
Yeah. Everybody in black.
Drew Carson. Well, Drew's in blue.
Oh, well.
But
He's always a little
You got
different.
to stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was just a great night. A lot of pictures and videos. I encourage you to go watch the videos. There's one of us winning the morning show, and we'll talk about that later.
And Barry dropped the microphone.
It's probably the second most embarrassing moment of my life. We go up to accept the award.
Yeah.
You speak.
Yep.
Great speech. And then I walk up to the mic, and it's kind of pointed down, so I'm going to move it up a little bit. The minute I grabbed it, it shot out of my hand, bounced off the stage.
Like a rocket.
And the whole room went,
I know.
everybody got quiet.
But like you said, I think it was meant to happen because you had a lot of important words to say. I think that kind of caught everybody's
It
attention.
did.
Yeah.
Some people were still eating their food, and they were not paying attention. When that mic dropped,
Everybody looked.
yeah, they stopped in what they were doing and looked. Mm-hmm. And then it got their attention, and then you can watch it. We'll talk more about what we said, but it was a emotional night and a special night, and I just felt like there was something I needed to say.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the perfect time,
It was.
and it was hard to do, get through.
Yeah, well, it will always be, Barry. I think we were talking about Reed and honoring him with the award, and I think that for the rest of your life, that will never be something like, oh, this is easy for me to talk
No.
about now.
It's been 3 years, and it was not. It was still. If you want to watch the video of us winning the award, which is the first time this has ever been put up on Facebook, usually that's what happens in that room stays in that room, basically.
Yeah,
Other than pictures of the awards.
yeah.
But there's a video, and it's up on our Facebook page. And we got so many nice comments, and trying to reach out and respond to everybody who commented yesterday. But I was tired. Gets a good tired because people were responding, and it means a lot. Don't think that we didn't see your comments, because I read every one of them.
No, I read every single one of them. Every single one of
And
them.
it makes us, it's emotional because we are excited for the stations and the fact that our owners couldn't attend. I hated that as the first one that Mr. Currington have not been to, and because of health issues, and hated that so bad because I know they would have been so proud to have been sitting there.
Yeah. It was a sad moment to not have them there, but they were super proud.
Yeah.
And we were in contact with them, and we're texting, and Drew was sending pictures, and she was proud of us along the way of all our wins. But, you know, I'm thankful for those that we sat with, because I really, truly felt supported, you
Yeah.
know? Like the people that were with us there, I felt like were truly happy for us.
I don't think they were there just to fill a seat.
No.
There are some tables you look around and they were just there because the company had 10 seats and had to fill them. Mm-hmm. Ours could have easily said, nope, gotta help somebody move. Gotta go to a ball game. Gotta do this. But
because
they
it's
all,
in Birmingham.
yeah.
It's at Birmingham, and it starts at 7:00 at night. Like, that takes up your whole
It
day.
didn't finish till about 10 o'clock. It's
I
about a
know.
3-hour thing, and they took time out of their lives to come support the radio stations, and it means a lot.
Yeah, Rachel was one of them.
Yeah.
Stone,
Stone and his fiance.
Will, and his wife
Carson
Ariel.
sat next to me.
Carson.
Drew sat right across from us. And,
Yeah.
And it was just a great night.
It was,
It
yeah.
was. So we'll talk more about that coming up. Other things going on today. Weather-wise, how about the weather? 25 to 30 degrees cooler than this time last week.
I know. I'm cold and I'm hot, and I'm cold and I'm hot.
Filing a complaint.
Oh, you
I don't
are?
know who
With
is. I don't know. Since we won an Abbey, I think we've got some pull.
Do you
I think
think
we
so?
could, but it's a 57 today. Last week it was 87. And it's just a nasty morning this morning. It's the kind of
know.
morning you just want to roll back over and lay down.
Talking about nasty yesterday.
Oh, it was miserable.
That
And
was
the storms
nasty.
and the heavy rain. It was, but it gets better during the week. We'll tell you about that. But what else is going on today?
Today is some of y'all's favorite day. It is National Beer Day.
Oh yeah.
National Beer Day.
And I will say, being totally honest, I've never been a
beer drinker.
Just don't really have the taste. I'm sure there are some out there throwing their empty can at the radio right now. I'm sorry, but first of all, you shouldn't be doing that at 6:17.
Don't judge.
Well,
Some people just, that's how they live.
Okay.
We're not here to judge.
Okay, fine.
5,000 years is how long people have been making beer.
Wow.
And beer is the world's most widely consumed alcoholic beverage.
There was a lot consumed Saturday night in,
Yeah.
in that room.
There was. Here's the ranking of the most popular bar drinks. Number 1, beer at almost half, 50%.
Wow.
Yep. Number 2, margarita.
I get it.
And number 3, wine.
I get that.
I guess.
Because margarita, if you go have a Mexican restaurant, if you're going to order something different, you go usually for a margarita.
You usually do, yeah.
To go with the food.
Yeah. Here's a little something extra. Dolly Parton has teamed up with Khloe Kardashian and the Good American Denim brand to launch a limited edition collection called Dolly's Jolene's.
I love that.
That's
Jolene's. Instead of jeans, leans,
yeah.
Jolene's.
That's cute.
It's very smart.
Rhinestones and denim that Dolly says will make any butt look good.
I've seen some of the examples, and they're supposed to make you look slimmer.
Yeah.
Way to go, Dolly.
I think that's what Good American, what Khloe Kardashian's jeans do.
I think you're
anyway.
right.
I think they're meant to taper you and to be flattering.
Yeah.
And so Dolly adding rhinestones is only fitting.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think those will sell well.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
one. And if you're late for work this week, try this one.
Yeah.
I'm late because I had to shovel all the pollen off of the driveway before I could leave.
Until the rain came yesterday, pollen was probably the worst I've ever seen.
That would have worked.
It was so thick on my car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you know what pollen is.
I know what.
That's what happens when flowers can't keep it in their plants.
Can't keep in their plants.
Yeah.
That's good. At 6:19.
Barry and Holly on Alabama's Country Giant, WQSB.
Other things since you've been gone, what's been going on?
A new study indicates that excessive screen time among teenagers, especially girls, can lead to sleep deprivation and a risk of developing depression.
Oh, wow.
I absolutely believe that. Last week, it was my week without the girls,
Yeah.
and I scrolled more than normal, and I felt super depressed.
Gotcha.
Super depressed.
Well, like you warned me about TikTok, because when it finds out certain videos you like there's the Beautiful Boy, I'll give you an example, the movie. There's a lot of TikTok videos based around that. That's one of the saddest movies, but it's a movie that hits home to me. And when I watch those, I get so sad at night when I'm laying there looking through my
Yeah,
TikTok.
you can't do that.
I know I shouldn't be doing
I know.
it. But I believe this. And
Yeah.
like sleep deprived,
Yeah.
how much sleep did you get 2 weeks ago when you had when Harlow was in the house?
Yeah.
See?
Probably about 4 hours
There you go.
total for the
Okay.
week.
So, yes, teenage girls, and she's not even a teenager yet.
She's a preteen.
Yeah.
The research looked at kids, girls 12 to 16, revealed that prolonged screen time was associated with poor sleep quality, delayed sleep schedules, and an increased likelihood. Why are you laughing?
Because wait till summer when school's out, it's going to get worse.
And an increased likelihood of experiencing depression symptoms, like I said, usually particularly in girls.
That worries me when the girls. Adults can handle it better, but girls sometimes are confused and don't know how to handle it.
I think it's because girls are very comparative to their bodies,
Yeah.
to their lifestyles,
Yeah.
to their personalities.
I agree.
They see popular people like influencers on TikTok or
Mm-hmm.
Instagram or Facebook, and they feel like they don't measure up. I feel like they're more likely to compare. I do think that boys this age probably do too, especially with like sports awards and stuff like that.
Sure.
But I think with girls, it's hard not to compare.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Yep, I totally agree with that.
And is being called one of the worst pollen seasons in the U.S. history. Experts say that the seasonal allergy sufferers are facing a pollen tsunami.
Whoa, a pollen tsunami.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not just a regular one.
That's true on the EAS,
Pollen.
and I'm going to issue a warning.
That's leaving millions battling sneezing, headaches, watery eyes, stuffed sinuses like never before. Record-breaking pollen counts have been reported in cities like Atlanta and Houston and probably Albertville, indicating that it's been a brutal year. Climate change is making it worse with warmer than usual spring temperatures.
Yep.
And when pollen come in earlier in higher concentrations.
Look at last week. We had record highs in the upper 80s.
Yeah.
And there was no rain until Saturday night.
Yeah.
And I've never seen it that thick on my vehicle, I don't think,
Yeah.
on the ground. And there were people at the Snead game on Saturday talking about, man, my head is killing me. I've always had allergies, but never this bad before.
Yeah, you should see my porch. My porch is painted black, and it's just a solid yellow.
Yeah. So,
Like there's footprints,
Yeah.
like it would be in the snow, like
Yeah.
footprints in the pollen. It's wild.
hopefully this rain will get rid of some of it for a day or two. Then it's going to come back again probably
Yeah, it's gonna
tomorrow.
come back.
It is.
Yeah, where's it come from?
Well, trees, flowers, blooming.
I mean, I know that, but like, how is it everywhere?
I don't know. It's so bad everywhere.
Everywhere.
I don't even have trees in the yard where I live, and it's still all over my car.
I don't have many trees, and my porch is covered.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Where they just fall from the
That's
sky.
The pollen fairy, I guess, brings it in.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I guess.
It's a pollen fairy.
We'll have to get a gun out and chase down the pollen fairy.
Oh, Lord.
Had enough. 6:31.
WQSB Mornings with Barry and Holly.
Have you ever considered trying something like this?
No.
Seriously. Why?
Do you think my nerves could, knowing me?
Nope.
Do you think my nerves could handle that?
No, because we had, before the award show started Saturday night,
Full panic attack.
I stood outside the bathroom and greeted people for 10 minutes. People come out, they thought I worked there. Seriously, there was 3 guys walked in and say, where's is the WH&T's table?
Oh.
They looked, I said,
I don't know.
Hold on and I'll find out for you.
Well, here's how it happened. So we were outside and it was warm. I don't know what it is. I have this thing about heat. I don't know what it is. I panicked.
It was very humid.
It was very humid.
Yeah.
So we stood outside, we took pictures,
Yep.
and when we were starting to walk in, I started getting dizzy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, whoa, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing stars, and then my ears started ringing.
Yeah.
And then you looked over at me and you said, Holly, you're sweating.
You didn't look good at all.
No.
I could tell you were not. You never fake it, but I could tell this is a
No.
real panic attack.
I never
And
fake it.
So we walked over to a
Piano.
quiet place,
Yeah,
in
a
the
little
room
corner.
and sat down, and then let you catch your breath.
Yeah. And then we walked to the bathroom. And I'm going to be honest with you. I was wearing a one-piece suit.
Yeah.
It zipped up to the top. And if you had to go to the bathroom, you had to strip. Yeah. I took the whole thing off.
In the bathroom.
Sure did.
You know they have cameras.
No, they don't. That's illegal.
Okay.
But while you were out there greeting people and showing people to their table, I was in there sweating, and nobody knew. I was just in there like a jaybird.
I had no idea.
I did.
Wow, okay.
I got a paper towel and wet it down and was like wiping my chest, like
Was
patting my
anybody else
chest.
in there?
Yeah.
They were fine with that?
Well, nobody saw me.
Oh, I thought,
in
okay,
this
you're just
state.
walking around in front of the mirror.
No, I got the tissue. I got the
Over
napkins
by the hand
before-
dryer.
No, I got it before I went into the stall, and then
okay.
I shut the
Well,
stall
okay, I was
door,
getting worried.
and then just have you ever been in that situation where you're like, I've got to strip down?
Yeah.
Yeah, like panic or hot or like
Yeah.
what was your situation?
Similar, like you just don't feel good. And you're burning up like when you're sick and you got to get in the bathtub or something because you're just burning up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was scary. But anyway, I was just sitting there naked in front of thousands of people and they didn't even know it.
Well, you were in the bathroom, so clarify that. It's like you were standing in the hallway. Yeah.
No.
Because you would have won an Abby for that, I guess.
Yeah, I would have. What kind of Abby would
Best
Sharon
naked
get?
radio announcer, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, but then my most embarrassing professional moment happened at the Abbeys.
Yeah.
That was so embarrassing.
Yeah.
It was, well,
It shouldn't have been.
It was. You need to see the video because it's everybody. I guess you don't touch the microphone. We'd already won a couple. I went up there and you were talking, and we won for best morning show.
Do you think they tilted it down a little bit for my height?
I don't know because it was tilted down. So when I walked up, and there was a very serious moment, a serious speech. So I grabbed the microphone. You can see it, and I was going to turn it up just a little bit towards my face, and when I grabbed the microphone and I grabbed the microphone holder at the same time,
it jumped out.
It squirted out of the microphone holder out of my hand because the other hand I had the Abby Award, and I couldn't grab it, and it shot out in front of me, close to almost hit the table in front of us, and bounced about 3 times, and that's like the most embarrassing moment because I didn't have a microphone,
and everybody went.
And you can look. I look over at Sharon at the MC, and she looked at me like, I don't have an answer on this one. Go get it.
Well, and then Ariel, Will's wife, said that on the other side, we're bringing you the microphone from that side, but the photographer
jumped up and grabbed it and walked over and handed it to me real quick, and I appreciated that because I was about to have to go down the stage and get it. No. That was so embarrassing. So somebody said, "Why didn't you wait and drop the mic after your speech?"
Yeah,
so I did the reverse drop the mic moment. I dropped it before my speech.
You knew it was going to be so good. You just went ahead and dropped it.
That was so embarrassing.
What if we did that? What if we would have walked up and said, "Thanks for the Abby," boom.
Boom. And then, we need to make a speech. Let's go and get it.
I don't know.
But if you want to see the videos of our Abby Awards, which we had, it was a special night, and we'll talk more about what happened in a few minutes, but we were lucky enough and blessed enough to win 4 awards, including Best Morning Show. And it could have been sweeter, and we'll talk about that coming up. But first, it's news, weather, more's coming up.
Mornings with Barry and Holly here on Alabama's country giant, WQSB.
In the meantime, a lot of stuff going on. How about a Minecraft movie? Talking to our staff movie expert, Stone, last night, who works at Premier Cinemas, he said every single showing they had sold out.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
My daughter went with her dad Friday night. He said that's the most fun that he's in his 40s. He's ever had in a long time. He said all the kids were just screaming and yelling and clapping and loving it, having the best time ever. And there is a famous child YouTuber that died in real life.
No.
That was a famous Minecraft player that live streamed, and they honored him in the movie. And whatever his name was, I don't remember his username, but it says so-and-so never dies.
Well, Stone said it was so weird because there's certain parts when favorite parts of the kids, they will all clap and cheer.
Yeah.
And they know when it happens, and they said this is crazy.
Yeah.
That they're so involved in the movie.
I know.
And I noticed looking out the window at Lucas yesterday, parking lot full.
When we drove by for the Abbeys, it was packed, not a spot open.
So between that and The Chosen, what I'm understanding, those 2 movies are packing in the theaters.
Yeah. So a Minecraft movie earned $157 million during the opening weekend. It's the best opening of the year so far, and the best opening for a video game adaptation ever.
Wow.
Yeah. And then A Working Man, I don't know.
Jason Statham, it was number 1 last week.
Yeah. Earned $7.2 million. And then The Chosen, Last Supper Part 2, brought in $6.7 million.
People have seen that are so emotional, saying it's even with The Last Supper as they get closer and closer to
the rapture.
Well, so they say that this one is so well done, and it's so beautifully done, part 1 and 2, and it'll be on TV on The Chosen coming up in just a few days.
Oh.
Well, they show it in the theater, so you can see it on the big screen first.
Oh, okay.
Then they'll bring it to TV, so everybody who likes to stream The Chosen, all the seasons.
Is it free?
On streaming it is.
Oh, okay.
The Chosen has a free app you can download.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm really sad about this.
Yeah.
Elton John says that his vision loss is getting worse. He says, I can see you, but I can't see TV. I can't read. I can't even see my boys playing rugby and soccer.
He's able to do concerts because he can still sit at the piano and do that, but he's had to cancel and rearrange some of his tour schedule.
I know. I've seen Elton John live.
Ooh.
I can show you some videos. I was like third row back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love his music.
Yeah.
You got so many good songs.
I loved it. He puts on a show like he's in his 20s.
Wow.
Yeah. It was so good.
Yeah.
Actor and former child star Jay North, best known for his starring role in Dennis the Menace.
He was Dennis the Menace. The little boy, you remember the picture? Yeah.
He's died.
He passed away this weekend, yeah.
He died. He was 73.
He was so good as Dennis the Menace. too.
Aw.
Yeah.
Not the one that I'm thinking of.
I bet it is. Because they had
The
two.
little boy with blonde hair?
Yeah, they had some in the movies and they had him in the TV show. So there's been different Dennises, but the one in the TV show, that one, Jay North, has passed away at 73.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, he had a battle with cancer. Yeah.
Well, it said he passed peacefully.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever believe that. When
What?
they said they
Peacefully?
passed- yeah.
I don't know.
How do you just?
I know.
I don't think you can.
No.
Anyway, President Trump, I'm not going to go that dark on a Monday. President Trump on Friday said that he would sign another executive order to delay the law that effectively bans TikTok amid talks about a possible buyout. The order will postpone enforcement of the TikTok sell or ban law for 75 days.
So at least 75 more days till they try to fix this.
I don't think we're going to get rid of TikTok.
I don't know, but they need to go and get it fixed and quit having
I
these
know, quit doing this.
telling us it's going to end this weekend.
There's a lot of small businesses
Yeah.
and influencers
Yeah.
that use this for income.
That's their
they
job.
need to quit being jerked around.
I
Are we going to
agree.
have it or not?
Yeah. All
Make
right.
a decision.
Yep. All right. Birthdays are next.
Barry and Holly on Alabama's Country Giant, WQSB.
And again, Saturday night, we had a big night for the radio stations, all three of us. 2 out of the 3 won Abby Awards. So congrats again to Power 107.5 for winning an Abby. Best sports talk show. WQSB, lucky enough to win 3. Just a huge honor Saturday night. And it was so good to have staff there hanging out together. We got a couple of they were part of the show over the past 12
Oh, yeah,
months.
for sure.
So the morning show, we were lucky enough and blessed enough to win best morning show in the state, and I was completely shocked.
Yeah.
I really was.
I was too.
I know. I wasn't so sure because you guys.
This is
won it
Rachel, by the
last
way.
year.
And Rachel was part of the show over the past year, part of the station for
Yeah.
many years. And you looked nice Saturday night. Everybody dressed up nice, I thought.
Yeah, we
It's
did.
Weird because, we didn't plan this, but we almost all wore black.
Yeah, we all were
Except
black.
for Drew. Drew,
He wore blue.
He's Drew. Yeah. But we were doing our black outfit in case we had to do the morning show, MOURNING, in case we didn't win. We was going to all be dressed.
In morning. Yeah.
So the Abby Awards, it was a nice night for the radio stations, and I'm so happy for the Curringtons. They couldn't be there. I think it's the first time they've missed the Abby Awards.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's an honor to win something for them, for the radio stations.
Absolutely.
So we won 4 on Saturday night. So what are your thoughts on the night? It was a big night, wasn't it?
It was a big night. I thought it's a well put on event.
Yeah.
And I think we all enjoyed ourselves, had a good time. And I'm just thrilled about the Abbies we won.
I'm too. Yeah.
Oh, you may get a bill for a microphone. I didn't.
Oh yeah, the mic
Yeah.
drop. I forgot about the mic
Will
drop.
said boo.
Yeah. The most embarrassing part of my career, and you're behind me fist bumping.
I was going,
And then I hear Will booing me out in the crowd.
I was like, mic drop.
If you haven't seen the video of us winning the award, it's on our Facebook page, and
Yeah.
it was an emotional moment.
Yeah.
And you did a fantastic speech. And then I walked over, and I was going to adjust the microphone and move it up. I wonder why nobody hadn't touched it all night. Now I know why. Because when I barely moved it, I squeezed it. It just
fell.
and it shot out of my hands.
Yeah.
And it hit the ground. But we were talking on the way home, and I'll be honest, something told me that was meant to happen, and here's why. As we were walking up, they were playing our music, part of our show. Then when it stopped, I could still hear people talking, which things like this, they don't pay attention sometimes. They're just kind
No,
of
they're
doing their own
serving
thing.
dinner.
They're doing things. And then, so you gave your part of the speech, which was fantastic. And then when I dropped the mic, it's like when the mic hit, I heard some, and then after they picked it up, the room was completely quiet.
Yeah.
It was, you could hear a microphone drop.
Yeah.
You really could.
And then everybody turned around and looked.
And
Yeah.
it's like it almost was meant to grab their attention so they could hear something that I was going to say.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
last year when
It's what I thought happened. It's
last
almost
year when
meant
we
to be.
won the Abbies, you didn't want to speak. You
No.
didn't say anything.
No.
I just walked up and said, thank you, Miss Currington and Mr. Currington, and thank you with ABA. But this year we said, okay, we're both going to speak. And Talk about yours.
Well, yours. Well, let's bring Will into here too. We were talking on the way home, and what you said was so nice, and I appreciate that you commented. Tell them basically what you said, or Will can if you don't feel comfortable in talking about it. But it was very nice. Well, you went up first.
Well, Holly had just mentioned how how this year has been tough, and also that you make it easier for her each and every day. And I think you make it easier for all of us each and every day. I also think our dress attire represented kind of the year. We were all black and blue. This year's been tough, but and what you said, Barry, I think resonated with everybody. I mean, when you have your peers and broadcasters throughout the state give you a standing ovation for what you said, that speaks volumes. And the fact that, y'all two have won a back-to-back award, and that's very uncommon unless you're the radio station down in Auburn, apparently. But
that's true.
But the fact that y'all won an award that's rarely done back to back. And I think too, Barry, with your situation 3 years ago, it still resonates today because it still affects people every day. And the fact that both of y'all are affecting lives daily, not here just in this at the station, but out there across the airwaves. I mean, we're covering nearly 1 million people in the state, and they love to hear y'all every morning. They love seeing y'all out in the community. So I think this award is very deserving.
I appreciate that because it was very emotional. And what Holly's gone through over the past year, we don't give a lot of details, and we're not going to. And that I've been through over the past 3 years, but mainly 3 years ago. But for the past year, for Holly, it meant a lot to me to win because Holly has been through so much, and you still come in here every morning and you leave your troubles at the door like we've talked about from day one, because people most times don't want to hear sad things.
Yeah,
occasionally
right.
we do talk about emotional things, but for the most part they want you to cheer them up, and that's what I want when I hear a morning show. Make me smile, make me laugh. But you've done that. You've walked it, even though your night before might have been the most horrible night ever. You put it to the side, came in, and you entertain the listeners.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, I pulled it up. I want to play the clip of your speech. I'm going to go ahead and play that.
Sorry about that. I want to try to get through this real quick, but I never thought I'd be here winning an award for the morning show. 3 years ago, I was getting ready to leave the house to do the morning show, and I found my son lying in the floor, and he died of an accidental fentanyl overdose. And at that time, I thought I could never do radio or especially the morning show, but we were never promised not to have bad days or bad times here on earth by God. God never promised us that. He promised us He would be beside us, and He would help us through all of our bad days. So weeks later, I decided I wanted to try again, so I went back to work. And thanks to God lifting me up and giving me a chance to go back and do what I love, and that's make people smile. And for Holly, my best co-host ever, I was able to go back and do this and to win this. After what happened 3 years ago, just don't give up. No matter what happens, God will be beside you.
And then you got the only standing ovation of the night.
I know.
That was
Brings
surprising.
tears to my eyes.
I know. I have chills. Mm-hmm. I know. We talk about Reed a lot, and I don't think I had anything to do with Reed's and Barry's healing, but I don't think that Barry really spoke about Reed a lot before we started the show together. I think that I showed Barry it's okay to talk about what happened and to honor him. And I think that through our private conversations outside of the radio, we've talked about him a lot, and Barry knows that he's meant to honor his son, and I think that was such a good way that you did on Saturday night.
Well, it was very emotional.
Yeah.
And when we left the stage, we had our picture. We were supposed to. Then I went to the bathroom. When I come out, Will was standing there, and that meant a lot.
Well, I sat down and I said, Barry went to the bathroom. He's emotional. And Will just immediately stood up and didn't say anything to anybody. Just stood up and went to and found you. And I think that, you know, the people that were there that night at the award show are people that really support us and love us and care about us.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful that the people that came with us were there.
I agree. It was a good
Holly.
night. It was.
Yeah.
You couldn't have picked a better table full of people.
No, you couldn't.
Because they were all there for the right reason.
Yeah, they
to
were.
support the company.
Yeah.
And it meant a lot to win something, to win 4 for the company.
Yeah, it did. And,
Yeah.
you know, this job is hard. I know that you guys working out there construction and you guys working out there in factories and plants, I know you've got it hard, and especially those that labor outside during the summer. But waking up at 3, getting schedules shifted around, having 2 children, having a household to keep up, being a single mom, having to do it all, it's like in that moment, all of that melted away, and it was worth it. It's worth it because I think we can help people change. We can change people's lives. They tell us we set the tone for their morning, or we make them smile when they've had a bad day or a bad week, or those are the comments that mean everything to us when we're out and people say, you impact my life.
Well, me and Rachel and Will have talked about this before. You don't give yourself enough credit, what you've been through the past year. That's why winning it this year meant more to me than awards. I've been lucky enough to win a couple in my career, but this one meant it was special. Because you really wanted, because you had a horrible year.
I really did.
And to put aside what you're going through and come in and do what you do, that's why this award means the most to me.
Yeah.
It really does.
I've had...
Because you deserve it.
Health scares and issues. I've had surgeries. I've had the hardest thing you could ever imagine happen with your children other than death.
Yeah.
It felt like a death.
But you still came in every single day. And Rachel's talked about it and Will's talked about it. If you're listening, you can tell. And that's a professional. And they honored you Saturday night, and you deserved it.
They honored us.
Yeah.
It's you and me.
Yeah.
It's you and me, Barry.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we won the award, and it's an honor to win it for the company.
Yeah.
Because the Curringtons, you couldn't work for any better people.
That's right.
Yeah. And I'm glad you were there, Rachel. I'm glad Will was there, and everybody. It meant a lot to us to have y'all there.
Wouldn't have missed it.
It was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
There, and if you want to watch the video of the famous mic drop, that's still the most embarrassing thing I've ever done.
Yeah, that was great.
I could have kicked my own butt. I said, oh my God.
Yeah, I just wish you could have seen me fist bumping.
Yeah, I did.
Because I was like, yeah, you dropped the mic.
Yeah, and Will booed me. Thank you so much.
And you can hear it. You can hear it on the video. He goes, boo.
It was perfect. The whole thing was perfect. I wouldn't change a thing.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Thanks, Rachel. Thanks, Will. It's 7:58.
WQSB Mornings with Barry and Holly.
Story came out saying this is like a record-breaking year for pollen. For many reasons, it's been warmer than usual this time of year, extremely warmer, and I believe it.
Yeah.
Saturday we were at Sneed, and those vehicles were covered. It was just awful.
One thing, and I talked to Ariel yesterday about it. If you notice, like some of these dogwoods and these azaleas and everything, the blooms on them are more full.
Oh.
Like they're more brighter, and all those bushes are more full. So I guess the pollen would contribute to that.
Yeah.
And some of the experts say that the winds have been so strong lately. If you notice, we've had 20-mile-an-hour winds about every day.
Yeah.
It's blowing in pollen from other areas, other parts of the states.
That's crazy.
We're getting their pollen.
Yeah.
And we were talking, it was a big weekend, an emotional weekend. Had a great time Saturday and Saturday night. And we were talking, it was very emotional for you, Will.
Yeah.
So you're on air in our prayers this weekend. And I know yesterday was a hard day for you and your family.
Yeah, it was. A year ago, for those of y'all listening, I lost my daughter, shockingly lost my daughter. And yesterday, of course, we did some reminiscing on the good memories and all that. But at the same time, we had a celebration because her body is healed and she's not having to face those daily challenges. And you know, like for y'all, those daily challenges for the past year have been difficult. It's been difficult on a lot of us, but surrounding yourselves with people like yourselves, it just makes the days very easy, or able to manage them better, I would say. And like I said, yesterday was emotional, but at the same time, it was a celebration because, you know, we were fortunate to make it as long as we did with her. And we appreciate that. And, you know, God giving us the strength to make it through it definitely shows his power and how his daily works in us help. And, you know, Holly, I know with your situation, going from being in, you know, the world's coming to an end, but now look at the rewards and awards. You're reaping the benefits. Everything's going into your favor. Staying in his way, staying faithful to him and true to him, and he's blessing you. I mean, he through that tough season, he's blessing you and everything that you can possibly do. And same thing with you, Barry.
Yeah,
giving you the strength. You know, you were talking about the mic drop. That could have calmed you to be able to get through it. You know, like give you that little that you probably wouldn't have said or been able to get through.
I think it really did.
And that set the tone. But, you know, seeing everything in hindsight, you're like, God, thank you. Thank you for everything that you did. And especially with Cameron, unfortunately, on the worldly stage, I've lost her. But the eternal stage, she's healed. And I can't wait to see her. And thank y'all for doing what y'all do.
It's easy to say that. Some people say when like Reed passed, well, he's in a better place now. It's easy for somebody to say when they haven't lost that person.
Right.
That is true. That part is true. But the fact that they're not here, it's a
daily struggle.
That's why I know you had a tough time, because we've talked, and there are dates that's going to hit you and bring up memories, anniversaries. The day of her birthday, the day that she passed, the day that you did this, the day that there's certain dates that you can't explain it. Grief, you can't get past it. You just got to somehow deal with it, and it's so hard.
It is, and it's a daily struggle. You know, if it's a smell, or if it's a TV show, or if it's a sound, and it's like you immediately go back, and then your mind gets racing to that day, and you're like, you know, what could I have done different, or what more I could have done. But it's a daily struggle to get through. And I know there's a lot of people out there that can understand and relate to that. And I think that's how you resonate with people. And Holly, I know that's how you resonate with people. And, you know, in all things, you just got to give glory to God, because you know, he allows us and sets up a platform. Barry, Saturday you had a platform, and you acknowledged God and told God through your experience, like, you're going to have the hard days, but he's going to be with you through it all. And he continues to do that. And the same thing with you, Holly, and anybody listening out there. God's given you the opportunity each and every day to choose him, so do it, especially in this world, because I do.
Yeah.
I want to. I have my tough days.
Yeah.
You know, I ask my questions, why?
Yeah, absolutely.
But there's so much peace in what he has planned for us. We may not know it today. We may not know it tomorrow, but he has a greater plan for us, and we got to choose him. And you're going to have those struggles. And Barry, you and I have had those conversations.
Yeah, it's tough. And I was thinking on the way into work this morning that honestly, what I said Saturday night, there's more I wanted to say, but it was hard enough to get through that part of it. But I would not have been able to come back to work had God not been there.
Yep.
He gave me the strength, because I was done. Yep. I even told Mrs. Currington when we talked, I said, I can't do this anymore. But over time, I think God gave me the strength to come back, and we wouldn't have won that award Saturday night without God's help.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he gives you the strength every day.
Yeah.
And he puts people in your lives. He's put y'all in my life for that season that I've been through. You know, hopefully I would hope that he put me in y'all's life through y'all's seasons that y'all've been through. But it's all, and like I said, in hindsight, it's like a reality that you're like, oh, you know, now I see why you done that.
Yeah.
Because now you can get through anything, Holly. Barry, you can get through what you've been through.
Yeah.
Because you're strong, and like your speech Saturday, it didn't have to be a long 5-10 minute speech. Your speech was probably less than a minute, but it resonated with everybody, and everybody agreed, and that was the platform that he gave you, and you answered your call. Holly, you answered your call at 3 o'clock in the morning to get here and come in and do what you do, despite of what all you're going through. Y'all were answering the call and honoring him, and that's all we can do is just answer our call and honor him and acknowledge him for the great things that he's put into our lives.
Because I wasn't sure what I was saying, if it was going to even, anybody was even listening. But at the very, very end, when they showed up, I just said, yeah, I should have done this.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
And you know, for me yesterday was really difficult, and I know not everybody understands, but the people that have been through it, that have understand, like I got probably 3 text messages yesterday out of all the people that I know, all the people that, you know, pray for us and help us. I got 3 text messages. One of them was from you, Barry, because you know, and I know it's difficult to understand that, you know, what somebody goes through like that. It's hard to say something or do something, but not much. Just pray. You don't have to necessarily tell somebody something. Just pray, and those people like you, Barry, that message me, that understand, that just adds to it. That, you know, there are people out there that do care and do understand what you're going through, and I appreciate you so much. I can't even begin to describe how much I appreciate y'all.
Well, I knew you needed to hear something, because I told you sometimes people don't know what to say.
Right.
Sometimes you don't even know, even close to saying the right thing, but just say something.
Yep.
Sometimes saying something and showing up for somebody means more than anything that you say.
Yep.
Just show up for them.
Yep.
Just be there for somebody, and whether it's a word or a pat on the back or a hug, that means everything.
Yeah, and you know, you saying that after your speech, going to the bathroom and just being there.
I walked out and you were there.
Yeah,
that meant everything to me, because Holly we hugged on the stage because she was there the minute I finished talking, and that meant more to me than I can ever tell you.
Yeah.
That was about the lowest part of my I've been in a while, but you walked over and lifted me up because you cared, and that matters, and we care about you. That's why this award is yours.
Yeah.
I know we did it together, but that's for you.
Yep.
You had a terrible year, and that shows you did not go through the year in vain. You did it to help people, and you did.
And God gave you the strength, no matter the doubts that you may have had or the uncertainty that you may have had. He did it, and he gave it to you and gave you the strength to get through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But thank you, we had you
Thankful
on our mind.
for
We wanted
y'all.
to bring you.
What a Monday, y'all.
It's tough, but it's an emotional day, but it's a good day, because just know that no matter at your lowest point, if you think you cannot get through it, don't give up. You just keep believing in God, and He will get you through it.
Amen to that.
And it's tough. I mean, some days are like yesterday was an anniversary. That's probably the hardest day, and it's hard to explain to people who haven't been through it, but it really it sucks.
Well, and yesterday, the weather, you know, it's like God's crying with us.
Yeah.
You know, when even though it was raining and wet, and I know there's a lot of stuff going on, it's really kind of fitting.
Yeah.
For the scenario and situation that, hey, you know, heaven's mourning along with us, but at the same time, there's celebration in heaven.
Yeah.
And that's what we pray for to get to.
Yeah. So. We're going to bury you in some track pants and some laced up shoes, because we know you're going to be running as soon as you hit those gates.
Yeah. At least that's what trying to live for and pray for. So.
That's right. We do a great job, and you're part of this show too. You're part of that award too, where it's sitting over there. because you come in every day, and some days you don't want to be in here either. I'm sure, like probably today was not your best day.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'd rather be home just getting over yesterday, but you still put on your
Show up.
shoes and come on in.
Yeah.
Well, and I see y'all's success. I see y'all's potential. I see this radio station's effectiveness and potential, and y'all just make it easier coming in here each and every day. So thank y'all, and same thing for the listeners. Even though I just come on for my short little 10-minute spiel, you hear so many people saying, "Hey, I heard you," and then they hear y'all and what we've talked about.
Yeah.
So I mean,
You matter.
Absolutely.
You make a
Yeah.
difference.
Y'all do.
You encourage people. No, you do. You encourage people.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the comments now, people watching on Facebook Live, and people, we do this job for one reason, to make people smile.
Yep.
And if we can, I know this may be more of a downer today, but we're just trying to, if you're going through anything, the main part of this little break is don't give up.
Yep.
It's going to be hard to get through, and you're not going to feel good for a while if something happens, but eventually today the sun may not come up outside, but it will tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those that are listening out there, send a message to somebody like you did yesterday, Barry, just a word of encouragement, or just I love you, or that, to me, that just reaching out and being there and showing up speaks so much. And I just give a call to action to everybody out there, just even if it's a severed relationship, or a relationship that's on the rocks, or just send a message and tell somebody, hey, I'm thinking about you today, and that I love you. And if you don't feel comfortable sending them something, pray for them.
Yeah.
Because we all could use them. I know me for
Good.
sure. I could use them every single day.
Yeah.
I agree. My main thought, one last thing, Saturday night, here's the way I look at it, is show up for people that you care about, because God shows up for you every day.
Yep.
If you care about somebody, show up for them and be there for them.
For sure.
In some way, let them know.
Yeah.
So thank you, Will. We appreciate you.
Thank y'all.
All right, it's 8:24.
Mornings with Barry and Holly here on Alabama's country giant, WQSB.